Situation works.
Good morning. I'm Berks County Commissioner Christian Leinbach, and I want to welcome you to our Commissioners Board meeting for October 31st. We're in person and also broadcasting live via Microsoft Teams live event. We're also on BCTV, as well as our own Facebook and YouTube live channels. At this time, I'll call the meeting to order with a moment of silence followed by a pledge to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, I'll recognize my executive assistant, Anne Marie Grill, to read the public comment policy.
Thank you, Commissioner Leinbach. Public comment will be accepted in person and through the Q&A function. Please include your first name, last name, and municipality for all comments. Any comments without name and municipality will not be considered. Each citizen can submit one comment. Comment length is dictated by limitations of the platform being used. In-person comments will be accepted first, followed by comments submitted virtually. The meeting comment period is limited to a total of 30 minutes, including both in-person and virtual comments. This time period may be extended at the discretion of the board. Please be concise. Comments that are germane to county business will be read during the meeting and should not be considered to be interactive dialogue with the commissioners. The county solicitor shall be the final arbiter of whether a comment is germane and should be read. Any commissioner response to public comment will be done at the discretion of the commissioners.
Thank you, Anne Marie. Do you want to introduce your guest here today?
Certainly. This is my mother-in-law, Helen Pfiffner, and she's visiting from St. Louis, Missouri.
Well, we're very glad to have you. Thank you. Are there any additions or corrections for the October 24th meeting minutes? Hearing none, the minutes will stand approved as presented. We did have an executive session yesterday, October the 30th, dealing with personnel, contract negotiations, potential litigation, and real estate. Is there any public comment on specific agenda items? Nothing in person, and there's nothing online. So we will move forward with our agenda. Item 1, authorizing under that budget. Adopt a resolution authorizing 2024 budget transfers in the amount of $1,247,716 and 2024 appropriations in the amount of $474,615 per listing dated October 24th of 2024. There are 2 items under Human Resources. Item 1, authorize the promotion of Stephen Gorman from Assistant District Attorney 3 to Assistant District Attorney 4 in the DA's office. Item 2, authorize the promotion of Tyler Novak from Certified Legal Intern to Assistant Public Defender 1 in the Public Defender's office. There's several items listed under the Commissioners. Item A, adopt a resolution authorizing a letter of support for Home Elite Limited and PR Perry LP's application to the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation Multimodal Transportation Fund Program for the construction and improvements of Morsari Drive located near the Perry Commercial Center. Item B, adopt a resolution authorizing a letter of support for South Mountain YMCA's application to Pennsylvania State Boost Grant Committee for the expansion of transportation opportunities supporting at-risk youth throughout the county. Item C, adopt a resolution authorizing the Chief Financial Officer or, in his absence, the Chief Operations Officer to sign and submit the traveler's wrap government entity crime coverage application for the period January 1 of 2024 through January 1 of 2025. This provides crimes coverage for the county public officials. Item D, adopt a resolution authorizing the reappointment of Eileen Costura, Wyomissing, Pennsylvania, to the Blighted Property Review Committee for a 2-year term expiring on December 31st, 2026. Item E, adopt a resolution authorizing the reappointment of Denise Cummings, West Reading, Pennsylvania, to the Blighted Property Review Committee for a 2-year term expiring on December 31st of 2026. Item F, adopt a resolution authorizing the reappointment of Lee Olson, Reading, PA, to the Blighted Property Review Committee for a 2-year term expiring on December 31st of 2026. Item G, adopt a resolution authorizing the reappointment of Ronald Heim, West Lawn, Pennsylvania, to the Blighted Property Review Committee for a 2-year term expiring on December 31st of 2026. Item H, adopt a resolution authorizing the reappointment of Michael Rivera, Reading, PA, to the Blighted Property Review Committee for a 2-year term expiring on December 31st of 2026. Item I, adopt a resolution authorizing a letter of support for Main Street Matters Development Grant application by the Colebrookdale Railroad Preservation Trust for Pottstown Multimodal Station Safety, Security, and Connectivity Improvements. Item J, adopt a resolution authorizing a letter of support for the Redevelopment Authority of Montgomery County in partnership with the Colebrookdale Railroad Preservation Trust to apply for funding through the local share account program. This application seeks crucial funding for safety, security, and connectivity improvements at the Pottstown Multimodal Station. And K, adopt a resolution amending Resolution 156-2023 to define, should be 2025. I wondered about that. To define the term agricultural related businesses operations and exclude any future burn bans from applying to both normal agricultural operations or agricultural related business operations. I want to note that a short time ago, the county received a recommendation to implement a 30-day burn ban directly from the district forester, Rick Hartlieb. Our COO is authorized to make that or implement that burn ban, which will happen shortly. This item will amend a prior resolution as noted to include ag-related business operations in addition to agricultural operations. Both are defined in that. And then I want to note a correction on item C. The dates that I read should be a period of January 1, 2025 through January 1, 2026. That does make more sense. Item 2. Motion to authorize the execution of contract agreements amendments as set forth on the contract agenda listing dated October 28th of 2024. There are a total of 9 contracts, 2 with CareerLink, 1 with Children and Youth Services, 4 jointly with Children and Youth Services and Juvenile Probation, 1 with the Department of Emergency Services, 1 with Facilities and Operations. Item 3, a motion to authorize execution of the payments and electronic transfers for the week ending November 1st of 2024. And item 4, a motion to authorize execution of the employee payroll disbursements dated November 4th of 2024.
Before I make a motion, I have a question for Christine. Can I vote on item H, which is
Yourself?
myself?
Yes.
Okay. So I will make a motion to accept the agenda as presented.
Second. The motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is carried. We'll move now to reports of our treasurer and controller. We'll begin with our treasurer, Mitch Darcourt.
Thank you, Commissioner Linebaugh. Today we have an opening balance of $443,493,681.21. We have a balance to clear of $3,254,435.38, leaving us with a balance of $240,239,245.83. That is all I have, Commissioner. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now with the controller's report, we have our controller, Joe Ruttero.
Thank you,
Joe.
Mr. Chairman. For the week ending 10/31/2024, we have a total cash disbursement of $21,503,533.04. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joe. We'll move now to our Chief Operations Officer, Kevin Barnhart.
Thank you, Commissioner Linebaugh. Just want to encourage our residents to abide by the requirements of the burn ban for the next 30 days. And those young folks who are going out trick-or-treating tonight, please be safe. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Moving now to Commissioners' reports, and we'll begin with Commissioner Michael Rivera.
Thank you, Commissioner Linebaugh. I just have a few items here. We've had the opportunity to visit the Reading Area Community College on Tuesday to see the work that's being done at the White's Healthcare Pavilion there at RAC. Great job that they're doing there, being able to expand the number of students that they can work with there. It's great understanding healthcare is one of the top 3 industries together with manufacturing and ag-related businesses here in Berks County. So RAC is an institution that's, because it's controlled locally, it's able to maneuver and be nimble, right, and be able to serve the needs of the community as they arise. So great job, and kudos to RAC for the expansion that they're doing and for being able to serve the needs of our local community here in Berks County. We also had some discussion around their manufacturing, what they do with manufacturers to help them move forward. But the main goal was to see what is happening there at the healthcare pavilion. Interesting to see the mannequins that they have there. They're not the ones that just lay down and touch them here or do this or do that. They actually can talk. They have a female one that can give birth and has the umbilical cord. So a whole bunch of stuff to be able to train the nurses that go through that program or anyone who goes through the healthcare program there, to be able to train them appropriately. It's really fascinating what they do and how they do their training there. So kudos to RAC and their department there. Also yesterday, all 3 of us had the opportunity to visit Helping Harvest, the new location here on Penn Street that will be opening up hopefully sometime early next year. Great job that our city Reading is doing there for the healthcare pavilion and the other entities that will be in there as well. I'm not sure if that's public knowledge yet, so I won't say anything about any of the other entities. But we were there specifically to look at the part of the Helping Harvest, which will have a community kitchen and be serving a lot of the food-related needs here in Berks County. So great job to Jim Boskov, Scott Gruber, and our city Reading. Also, I want to remind everyone that the county is closed on Tuesday, which is November 5th, Election Day. The county does not open on general election. So if you have any business with the county, make sure you do it before or after Tuesday. Also, next Thursday, we will not have a board meeting. We normally do not have board meetings after elections just because of everything that's going on during that week. Today we have a Board of Elections meeting at 11 o'clock. We have 2 items on the agenda, and one is the discussion of the receipt of bulk voter registrations. We're going to talk about that here in Berks County and what process is used, not only here in Berks County, but what process is prescribed by law to follow with the applications that come in. And we'll also be discussing video recording of voters voting this past week that did the voting here in person. Just a few other items on that area. So far, we've mailed a little over 58,000 mail-in ballots. They have gone out. We've received a little over 40,000 back. So that's a great percentage of receiving those that actually went out. All of the mail-in ballots have been processed. So if you requested a mail-in ballot, have not received it, you should be getting it in the next day or two. If for some reason you do not get it, or you are concerned that you will not get it before Election Day, you can give the Elections Services Office a call, and they can cancel that one and issue you a replacement one right at the office. So again, that's only for people that have requested a mail-in ballot but have not received it, and say, you know what, I'm not going to be around after Saturday. I'm not going to be around on Election Day. You can call the election offices and they will do a cancel and replacement of that mail-in ballot for you.
They may want to consider, if they get it now, putting it in the mail, either putting it in a drop box, or if they're at a distance, next day.
That's a good point. Yes, anything from now on, I would not recommend putting it in the mailbox. Use one of our 3 drop boxes. The locations and times are on our website. And if you're out of state, I got a request from someone who's a student elsewhere. You can put it in the overnight, and to make sure that it gets in, because it has to be in by Tuesday at 8 p.m. We have to actually have it physically in hand. It's not that it's postmarked by Tuesday. It has to be in election services by 8 p.m. on Tuesday evening. So thank you for that.
Sure.
That's all I have.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Rivera. We'll move now to Commissioner Dante Santoni.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. A few things fairly quickly. I know that we reported on this last week, but we all had a chance to attend the Liberty Tree planting last week. And I know it was reported in the newspaper. Chairman Leinbach gave some great remarks there, and it was an honor and privilege to be there. I'm not sure if he's going to be speaking about that, but he has spoken about that in the past, and he's on the committee. So I'll let him talk a little bit more about that. Also, I'm sure he's going to talk about this as well, but we had an opportunity. The Schuylkill River Passenger Rail Authority met in Reading at the Saucony Creek facility this past week, and Commissioner Leinbach chaired that committee, and it was a very informative as to what's happening with the passenger rail initiative here in Berks and the other counties that are participating. I'm sure he'll have some things to say about that as well. Commissioner Rivera reported on the Helping Harvest event that we attended yesterday, the Helping Harvest Community Kitchen, 229 Washington Street, and we look forward to the opening of that next year. A couple things I'll be participating in at the Trinity Lutheran Church All Saints Sunday, this Sunday, November 3rd. They are dedicating their All Saints room. It's a community facility. The reason they invited us, I'll be representing the county, is we were able to secure them $92,000 in funding to help through the ARPA grant that we were able to help in that endeavor for the Trinity Lutheran Church. So that's Saturday at 9 a.m. at the church. Also, the Jack Frost Parade, not the King Frost Parade, the Jack Frost Parade is occurring on Sunday as well. I'll be participating in that, and that's occurring in Robisonia. So if you're in the neighborhood or you live over in that neck of the woods, look forward to seeing you along the parade path. Couple reminders. We had here the Wilson High School Junior ROTC members a couple of weeks ago talking about the 22nd Annual Berks County Veterans Appreciation Dinner Dance. And I just want to remind people that that's coming up on Saturday, November the 9th at 3:30. Wilson High School Gymnasium. It costs us $20. There's limited tickets available at the door. You can also buy them at the local Berks County Voskov stores. And I look forward to attending that again. It's Saturday, November 9th at 3:30 at the Wilson High School Gymnasium as an honor to our Berks County veterans. A couple other items of interest through our Berks County Department of Ag. On Thursday, November the 7th, the tractor and farm truck tire collection will be occurring. It's by appointment only. There's some criteria that has to be met. I highly recommend you calling our Berks County Department of Ag, 610-378-1844, or request a time to drop off at the Department of Ag at berkspa.gov. It is by appointment only, so if you have some tires, there's some, as I said, some criteria to meet. So contact our Berks County Department of Ag with regards to that. And they are also, our Department of Ag is having a career and job fair, November the 14th from 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. at the Leesport Farmers Market. It's free and open to high schoolers, college students, and adults of all education levels. On the last couple of items, I just want to wish everyone a happy Halloween. As Mr. Barnhart said, be safe out there tonight when you're trick-or-treating. Happy Halloween. On Tuesday is a fairly important day. You might have heard about it. It's Election Day. I encourage everyone, if you voted, congratulations and thank you. And I encourage everyone to get out and express their right to vote. It's been a you got to think of the right word, challenging election season. But the bottom line is that the people will decide who represents us at all levels, not just at the top, but also our U.S. Senate seat is up, statewide offices are up, U.S. Congress, State House, State Senate, very important jobs to have. They will make decisions on behalf of us. So it's important for everyone to get out and vote. Let's be civil. We can disagree. We all have our candidates that we support. I encourage people to, again, be civil and do their civic duty on Tuesday, November the 5th. And since we're not going to be meeting next week, I also want to recognize and honor all our veterans and wish them a very happy and safe Veterans Day on November the 11th. And that's all I have. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. I'm not going to cover the same things that my colleagues did, but I'd like to start by showing some photos from the Liberty Tree event. It was a great event. We had awesome turnout. I'm looking here. That's not the Liberty Tree. So we had a great turnout. It's going to take me a second. I thought I had it up here. There we go. I really appreciate not just the Pennsylvania Freemasons and their involvement in this event, but locally, and our operations officer just stepped out, but we had a great representation from the local Masons. Kevin Barnhart is a member, and as a result, we had a total of, I believe, 123 people in attendance, and so far, that's the largest turnout for a Liberty Tree dedication. The tree was planted a couple of weeks ago. Some people commented it only has 2 leaves left on it. Well, it is the end of October, and for the record, the best time to plant trees is right now because they're dormant. They don't require as much care as you do in the spring, and probably the worst time to plant trees is the middle of the summer. But we had a great group. All 3 of the commissioners were there. Just really appreciated everybody's involvement and work with that event. Secondly, I wanted to touch on the Schuylkill River Passenger Rail event on Monday. That was a tremendous turnout. The Franklin Street station was pretty much full. Great public response, a number of elected officials from representatives from our U.S. Senator Fetterman's office, some congressional representatives. I think Congressman Muser had a representative there. And then we had several elected officials, both state elected officials and local elected officials. We heard a report from the Federal Rail Administration on the status of the Corridor ID program. The Schuylkill River Passenger Rail Authority has completed all of the necessary work for Step 1 and are waiting for final approval on Step 1 from the Federal Rail Administration. Hopefully, that occurs by the end of the year, and we'll move into Step 2. Step 2 is a really important step. It's where a lot of the cost is figured out relative to equipment, operations, et cetera. The second presentation was from Amtrak, and Amtrak is clearly excited about the opportunity to be the operator of this line. And I will reiterate, a lot of people look at this and I should say a number of people have contacted me and say, we can't afford it. My first answer to that is we don't have the numbers yet. My second answer is in all three counties, none of the counties are going to provide a blank check and say, whatever it costs, we're going to do this. We are going through a very deliberative process. But the third point, and this is what is lost on people, they think that somehow passenger rail is unique in its government subsidy. And I simply made the point, there isn't any transportation available to the public, roads, bridges, buses, anything that is free, that doesn't cost taxpayer money. Every road you drive on, unless you drive on the turnpike, then you're paying an authority that owns the turnpike. They're not necessarily subsidized, but everything else we're paying. If you look at some of the bridges, somebody after the meeting pointed out, actually it was Alan Piper, Buttonwood Bridge, that was almost all state and federal money. There was no local money because of certain aspects of that project. But all of the bridges, none of them are all local money. We get state and federal money for roads, bridges. So this is nothing different. It's passenger rail. So we will see how things proceed. But right now, everything is moving forward and on schedule. I just want to note the White's Pavilion, Healthcare Pavilion tour was fascinating. We were watching a video of a room where students work with these mannequins. And I was looking at the video and it kind of freaked me out. I went and looked even closer. The mannequin's eyes blinked. And so I said, I saw the mannequin's eyes blink. Well, then we went in and the mannequin can talk. You take the mannequin's blood pressure and you get a real reading on blood pressure. You can touch the mannequin's foot or wrist and feel a pulse. It's pretty incredible. The mannequins range in cost from $100,000 to $200,000 a piece. But imagine they're not practicing on real people. They're practicing on mannequins. Very, very impressed with the work that is being done there. Just impressed that that's right here in our local community, and that's being done by our community college, Reading Area Community College. On Tuesday evening, I believe it was Monday evening, Tuesday evening, I attended the first EMS regional meeting at the Strausstown Fire Company. This was hosted by CELG. Paul Jansen was there from CELG. Chip Bilger was there. But the main presentation was led by our own Brian Gottschall on a report that was released recently and is now being discussed in 5 or 6 different regional meetings across the county. I'm going to try to attend as many of these as I can. It was well attended, very good conversation, good Q&A at the end of the meeting. Clearly is a critical issue here in Berks County, but it's actually an issue all across the country right now. The Manufacturing Summit was a great event yesterday. All 3 commissioners were there for the opening. I was able to give a welcome on behalf of all 3 commissioners. And I will reiterate what I said there. I really believe that Reading Area Community College is manufacturing's secret weapon here in Berks County. It is absolutely amazing the relationship they have with large, medium, and small manufacturers. I happen to know that they're actually talking to a major aircraft manufacturer outside of our area that is interested in programming for new employees and retraining for some existing employees. pretty incredible, and it says an awful lot about the value of Reading Area Community College. Two final items. A reminder, as my colleague noted, Tuesday is Election Day. If you voted already, thank you for exercising. It's a right, but I think it's a responsibility for people in a free society to get out and vote. One thing's for certain, I don't want to hear any complaints from people who say, I didn't vote. If you didn't vote, you don't have a right to complain. You have an opportunity. It is unique in this country that we have a constitutional republic, and you elect the individuals at the state, federal, and local level. This is an enormous opportunity. And while there's a lot of focus on the president, and I get it, I still believe the government closest to you impacts you more than most people realize. So please come out and vote on Election Day. And I would ask everyone, be civil. Treat others as you would want to be treated as we go through a very challenging election cycle. And then Saturday, I think all three of us are going to be at the Veterans Appreciation Dinner Dance. No? Okay.
I will be out of the area.
I'll be there, and we'll be recognizing our new inductees to the Berks County Military Hall of Fame during the Veterans Appreciation Dinner Dance, as we do every year. Just an amazing event. Encourage you to come out. If you don't have your tickets, you can get them at Boscov's or reach out to our Veterans Affairs Department, and they can connect you to access tickets. And then Veterans Day is coming up on the 11th. Recognize all these different holidays. You can get confused. Memorial Day is about people that have paid the ultimate sacrifice. Veterans Day is about every man and woman that has served or is serving our country as veterans. And I want to recognize my colleague, Commissioner Michael Rivera. He is an Army veteran. Appreciate very much your service. And so let's thank our veterans, and in any way that we possibly can. One way is our Veterans Appreciation Dinner Dance, but look for veterans. If you see a veteran, thank a veteran for their commitment to freedom. I don't know if you've ever thought about this, but every single person that volunteers to serve as a veteran signs an agreement that may cost them their lives. They have no idea when they sign up what the future holds, whether they sign up for their plans to serve for 20 years or to serve a short term. They don't know what's coming. And so every one of them take that risk, and we should be thankful that they've been willing to do that. Any other comments from our row officers?
I don't have anything this time, Commissioner.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a couple things real quick. We had the opportunity to go to the Boyertown Museum of Historic Vehicles.
Oh, yes,
That
I
was
forgot that one.
really nice event. First time that I've been there, and bumped into Commissioner Leinbach, who has supported that event in the past as well. That's a hidden gem, I think. I mean, I didn't even really know about it, and that's pretty amazing. So if anyone has not been there, it's in Boyertown. I'd say it's worth running in and checking it out, because a lot of old cars, carriages, things of that nature. So it was pretty neat. Then just two other comments. One is our treasurer is a veteran of the United States Coast Guard. And also in your Liberty Tree event, I happened to notice that was a great choice of shovels that was used. So, yes.
I should also note one of the pictures was taken by Malcolm Towns. One of our IS members came to that event. I meant to point that out. Anne Marie took some of the pictures that I showed, and my wife took some of the pictures. But the Liberty Tree event was a great event, and I'm glad you brought up the Boyertown Museum of Historic Vehicles. I love that place. It's incredible. I know your son was pretty impressed
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a hidden gem. I mean, I didn't know about it once again, but that could be the exception, you know. But very nice. Thank you.
So one other item, at this time, we're all going to sing happy birthday to Barbie Lopez because her birthday is today. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Barbie. Happy birthday to you. And many more. So we enjoy the work that Barbie provides. I will say this about all three of our executive assistants. They serve the commissioners very, very well. They're a critical part of the team, but it's amazing how well they work together. I think they actually genuinely like each other. Is that fair to say? And it shows. I think we have a stronger team because of it. And Barbie, you're a big part of that team. So
You sound surprised that they get along, that they like each other.
I will tell you, having been around a long time and seeing other counties, you would be shocked how brutal some environments are among county leaders. We're blessed to be able to respect people's differences and get a lot of work done because we work together. And I'd say that of both of my colleagues as well. But
Agreed.
you guys are great.
Absolutely.
I should ask Barbie how old she is, but that'd probably be a HIPAA violation and an HR violation. So whatever.
Let's say she's catching up to me.
How does that work? You paused or something?
I paused,
You
yeah.
paused,
I
okay.
paused.
We could.
Yeah, I paused 5 years ago.
I'm not even going to go there. So public comment, in person and nothing online. That brings us to the end of the agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
The meeting stands adjourned.